Hi everyone, this is Paul from AdEspresso here. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've got a very special guest today, Mari Smith. So just a little bit of housekeeping first. Yes, we are recording, so we'll be putting the recording in our university group, on our Facebook page and on YouTube later. And we're going to be taking Q&A, so if you've got any questions, you'll see a little chat box there, just pop that in. Also, just let us know if you can hear us okay. So just let us know if you can see the screen okay, if the audio is okay. So Mari doesn't really need any introduction, but just as a brief way of introducing her anyway, she's known as the Queen of Facebook. She's been nominated by Forbes as one of the top Facebook marketing experts in the world. And she's definitely known for speaking at conferences such as Social Media Marketing World. She's written books on Facebook marketing. And Mari, I think you've even linked up with Facebook for some live events on Facebook marketing.
That's correct.
Brilliant. Well, I think that's enough introduction. So thanks for joining us today, Mari, and I'll hand over to you. And yeah, just we'll get to any questions either as we go along or at the end there.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much, Paul. It's a delight to be here. And I'm such a fan of AdEspresso and the whole team over there, Massimo and Armando and our friend Antonio that got us all hooked up here. And we were just talking offline about all our mutual friends that have done some great webinars for AdEspresso. So greetings, friends. And it's fun to have the British accents going on here. Myself and Paul here. I am Canadian, Scottish, and now almost 20 years in California. So you just gave me a bio pretty much. So I just popped this slide up here. I work with I have been hired by Facebook in the past. Did a tour with them a couple years ago now, and their Boost Your Business tour. Travel all over the world. I also, one of my favorite roles that I do is as a brand ambassador. I'll talk just a little bit about that at the end here. So very good. We are going to be talking about video today, Facebook video, and everything that Facebook is focusing on right now. And I just love to put this slide in when I do my talks because I feel that even though Facebook is 14 years old, it's basically, if we look through the right lens, we look through with the right perspective, that there's a profound opportunity right now. Facebook's like kind of an unruly 14-year-old teenager just finding its feet. And truthfully, friends, there's this incredible opportunity right now, especially when it comes to video. And in essence, Facebook right now is where YouTube was maybe as much as 8 years ago. And the beautiful thing though with Facebook though is they're building video on top of the social layer. They got the social down. They're absolutely won the game of social, social networking, social media. And from a business standpoint, there's currently 80 million businesses. There might be a little bit more. I've heard from some unofficial sources it's as high as 100 million, but Facebook says 80 million. Out of which roughly 6 million, maybe a tiny bit more than that, but not much more, 6 million advertisers. So I like to pop this in here, just kind of give us all perspective in terms of like, wait a second, there's a lot of people out there who are not advertising. And often what I say in my talks is that probably, now most folks come in here obviously from the AdEspresso community, although many of you are not because this is open to the public, as Paul was telling me, and you might be catching the replay later. You might be watching this on YouTube or Facebook after the fact, or you're joining us live right now, of course. But you might fall into one of two camps if you're one of those 74 million people that are not in the advertiser camp. You've either tried Facebook ads and you haven't quite gotten it right, you've invested money and you haven't really seen an ROI. And I get people coming up to me all the time at events, people saying, Mari, I spent $10,000. One lady I remember in particular, in front row in an event in Dallas I was speaking at, excuse me, and she comes up and says, Mari, I spent 10 grand and I didn't get anything back. I'm like, oh my gosh, we need to talk. Let me help you. So you've either camp one, if you've tried Facebook ads and it hasn't quite worked because you haven't really known what you're doing. And camp two is you just haven't tried them at all. You just really still trying to squeeze every drop of organic reach and organic engagement from Facebook as you possibly can. And you just haven't, woken up, smelled the coffee, and started using AdEspresso to do your paid campaigns. Now, obviously, I would imagine that the audience here today is skewing towards, being part of those 6 million advertisers because you're savvy, you're smart, you saw the writing on the wall, pun intended, that Facebook reach has been declining since 2012, really since the company went public, and so. Probably preaching to the choir in some way that, you have to have an ad budget. You just have to. But let's carry on here, really digging into the video component here. What is Facebook focused on? I like to include this aspect because I want to be able to have you see the big picture. It's really, really important because I think sometimes we get very zeroed in on our focus and we think, oh gosh, Facebook this, Facebook that. Obviously, they've had some incredible negative press over the Q1 and part of Q2 here of 2018. With the data, with the Zuckerberg having to go before Congress right now as we speak. He's in Brussels with the European lawmakers, and so it's easy to kind of just get granular with our focus and not stand back and look at the big picture. And that's what I want us to do here today on this slide in particular. This is kind of my cryptic little slide, what Facebook's focused on. I throw this money in here. That's Mark Zuckerberg counting his 100 billion, 200 billion, 300 billion. But seriously though, I want you to think about Facebook in terms of the watch platform. That's a little logo right there, that little blue play button in the middle of a screen. And in the US only, the watch platform is available in 3 places. That's your mobile device, desktop, and the television app, set-top as they call it, set-top app. So Netflix, YouTube, Amazon, Hulu, look out, as I'm saying, Facebook's coming for your lunch, or at least they would like to. So video. It's all about what we're talking about today. I want to also include, I have a few slides later coming up about mobile, really including the chat, including chatbots, messenger chatbots, and conversational commerce, just really, really incredible. If you can crack these two together, video and messenger, the chat component of it, you'll be light years ahead of your competition, and you'll be able to really actually get quite a bit more organic, and then especially when you add in the paid component. Groups, as you probably know, that Facebook's really doing a lot of focus on groups and really helping businesses. Now businesses can be admins, they're really focusing on this meaningful social interaction, wanting the time on Facebook to be time well spent. Instagram, I'm going to talk about that briefly, and WhatsApp briefly as well. So this is kind of the immediate future of what Facebook is focused on. I would like to ask you guys, you can pop your answer feel free to do that in the chat here if you can, but I really would love to hear from some of you. Feel free to pop in there. What's your number one challenge with getting measurable results using video on Facebook? Now, this previous slide where I was showing the GIF with the money counting, I'm putting it back in here because I want to know how you're going to tie that to the bottom line. You need to be thinking about your measurable results. Obviously, again, I know that you're an audience here that knows it all has to be tied to ROAS, return on ad spend, right? It's one thing to get video views, to get reach, to get engagement, but ultimately Facebook wants you to get business results. Facebook wants you to tie your dollars to obviously getting results, getting financial results, So I'm curious to know about that. You can pop it wherever you're watching this video if it's after the fact. But I'm going to say for most people, it's probably going to be getting conversions, getting actual, getting all those views, engagement, reach, getting that to actual result in traffic, leads, and sales. So we'll come back to that. That's part of what we're talking about here today. Is you're going to have a lot of takeaways that you'll be able to apply to your Facebook video marketing and have that result in leads and sales. Let's take a peek though, as we progress here, all the different features that Facebook's focused on, excuse me, around video. I call it VOD, Facebook calls it VOD, is video on demand. That's any native video that you upload. Even after you finish a live, as soon as you finish a Facebook Live, it becomes a VOD, video on demand. And then you've got obviously Facebook Live. It's doubling year over year, the number of Facebook Lives. Live with actually gets more reach and engagement, but at the moment that live with feature is on mobile devices. Otherwise, I know many of you here, like me, are probably doing Facebook Live through desktop third-party apps. Now, brand spanking new, just came out as of last week, starting to roll out, is the ability to boost. You've been able to schedule your lives for a little bit, but you can now amplify the reach of your scheduled lives. And similarly, exact same thing is to go in, and you'd have someone do this for you while you're broadcasting live, but you can now amplify, you can promote, you can boost lives while they're live. Pretty exciting. I actually did that last week and saw extraordinary results. At the moment, it's not available to everybody. I think they're rolling it out. I did hear from good sources that it's rolling out for now to blue check verified pages. And probably just because they're testing it. Facebook does that. They roll it out in these kind of like batches and just make sure that there's no bugs and everything's going well. And then you'll start to see that boost button available on your lives and your scheduled lives. Obviously, video ad breaks between 5 and 15 seconds. We'll talk briefly about that today. Huge opportunity. That opportunity slide, this is here, my friends, video ad breaks. You've got brand new as well. As of just like a week ago, Facebook, or less than a week actually, announced that you can start doing ads in Facebook stories. You could before in Instagram, but now they've brought it out in stories. And those are 20-second videos on Facebook and 15-second videos on Instagram. And I've even seen and heard from good sources too that Facebook's predicting that the consumption of stories on Facebook and Instagram will supersede consumption of newsfeed content, which kind of boggles my mind. I can kind of see it on Instagram though, of course, right? Because there's 300 million daily active users on stories. People just really love the stories feature. I know for me, when I go to Instagram, I tend to consume more story content necessarily than, surfing through my feed. But with Facebook, they just announced 100 million daily active users on stories. So now is the time to start monetizing, right? And then my next bullet there, watch parties. You might have tried that. It's in groups only. It's where you can, the admin or moderator of group can create a playlist of any videos that are in the group, any videos that you have on your page, and any public video. You can create this whole playlist, any public video, and get your popcorn out and sit there and watch the videos, videos with your group members. And there's all kinds of engagement, interaction, and of course you can see what Facebook's doing is they're mocking up the experience of live, such that they've got those eyeballs glued to the screen simultaneously, which is perfect for monetizing with ads. And then I put the last bullet because this isn't applicable to everybody yet, but I am going to talk today about Watch, Facebook's Watch platform, and how to get your show on there and how to be thinking about shows and episodes and episodic content. Okay, friends? Great. So this is a great quote by Forbes. It's a bit scary, but there's definitely truth to it, that brands that fail to incorporate visuals and videos will be left by the wayside. And so it's just crucial that you really start thinking about visuals for sure, animated GIFs, cinemagraphs, all kinds of ways to have that movement catch the eye in the newsfeed. A few video stats for you. Facebook's actually generating 8 billion video views per day. 90% of users say that product videos are helpful in the decision process. This is incredible. If you have products, you really, really, really want to be doing videos. I'm going to give you one of my favorite video platforms today as well. Social video generates 1,200% more shares than text and image combined. OMG, right? Brightcove. And by Small Biz Trends, by 2019, video will account for 80% of all global consumer internet traffic. And this is just simply to illustrate my point here, is an 8.5 second looping square video that I made in wave.video. I've got a slide coming up about that. I've got a discount code for you guys as well. But wave.video has quickly become one of my favorite video creation tools, and they have over 200 million assets, premium assets, videos, video clips, and images, royalty free. It's super easy to use. Put your text overlay and away you go. So there's no excuse to not do video. Another one, actually, this one I made as well in Wave. Facebook says a recent eye tracking study that shows that people gaze 5 times longer at video than static content on Facebook and Instagram. This is actually one of my pet peeves, my friends, is when you have a post that you want to share on Facebook and it's talking about video or live, right? If you're talking about Facebook Live or video, anything to do with video, and it's still a link. You're posting it as a link. And you really, really want to illustrate your video content with videos. Now then, I'm going to hop over actually to my desktop. We'll hop back and forth between the slides and the desktop. So I'm going to show you an example from my own page. Video, you want to be doing a video for your cover, if possible. This is made in Wave as well. They actually have one of the formats they have is that you can make a Facebook cover, super easy like that. I'm going to show you an example here. I published a link last night. Facebook, come on, load, you monkeys. Zoom in just a little bit there. I did post a link post for sharing about this webinar, but really I actually should have made myself a little video promotion for that. But I like to mix it up because I do a lot of video posts. I'm trying to think, oh, here's just one I'm sharing from HubSpot. Here's just, yeah, so there's an example. So this is me sharing a link. So this is a link. Animatron is the parent company of Wave. This is super simple, like 5-second looping video. And then I've turned it into an ad and I've put the link over to what I really wanted to do is promote this blog post. But because I'm talking about 10 must-have videos for your business and how to easily make them in Wave, then I had to make it a video post. That's the point that I'm making, is that when you're posting about, if the content you're sharing is about video, then you should have a video. That's just a looping video, as you can see. But I like to make all kinds of fun videos like that. Let me see just one more quick example. It's a Facebook Live. Yeah, there's a good example. So this is me talking about, I'm announcing 3 new features for Live. And instead of just announcing it as a link post, I'm going to go in and make a quick 19-second video, and it gives you 100 shares and almost 6,000 views. And I can go back and retarget those views, right, doing the engagement custom audiences. And I know that got way more shares because it was a video. So Facebook's still really, really favoring video content. It's one of the best ways to get organic reach. And then amplify, obviously, amplify with paid. Let's talk briefly about Instagram before we get into some other content here, because this was a news headline. I'm pretty sure it's a New York Times. Instagram is Facebook's next Facebook because they haven't even reached their first billion, right? There are 800 million active users. Look at some of these stats here. 25 million, whereas we said 80 million business profiles on Facebook, 25 million on Instagram. 60% of people say they discover new products on Instagram. There's been an 80% increase in time spent watching video on Instagram. Love it. And there we were talking about stories, right? 300 million daily active users on Instagram stories. And 1 out of 3 of the most viewed stories are from businesses. So it's pretty cool. If you don't yet have a business account on Instagram, I'm going to strongly recommend that you make the switch. You either set up a secondary account, or you want to have 2, you have a personal account and you have a business account. Totally fine to do that. But once you have a business account, you're going to get a lot more stats. You're going to have the ability to add the swipe up on your stories when you have 10,000 followers. So some really cool stuff with Instagram. Really want to be thinking of repurposing and having your video content on both Instagram and Facebook. Now then, let's shift gears and talk about the Watch platform. Facebook Watch came out in summer of last year. There was a lot of talk about it. If you haven't scoped it out yet in the US, and it's that little icon down here, my cursor circling, that's an iOS device. And gosh darn, wait a minute, is it on iOS or Android? I think it might be iOS only. And it's certainly in the US only, but it's coming. I know that they're building this out incredibly. And every time I go to the Watch platform, it's just mind-boggling of how fast it is growing. Let's open a new tab here and show you on desktop. So if we go to my news feed, that screenshot there is mobile, of course, right there. But on desktop, it's right here in the 3rd position. You've got newsfeed, you've got Messenger, and you got Watch. And so if we click into the Watch, if you're outside the United States, you may not have seen this live. It takes me immediately to anything that I've watched. It wants to try to get me to see any new episodes that I've previously looked at. But this is the actual homepage. It's facebook.com/watch. Take a second to load. And what I said earlier, remember, is that Facebook's really cracked the code of social. And so suggested for you, my goodness, I don't know where they get the suggested for me, depending on what my friends are watching, right? Continue watching, in your watch list, friends are watching. Oh my goodness, what's making people laugh? You know, from shows that I'm watching, from TED, from Gary V, Bloomberg, and on and on and on it goes. It's like infinity scroll. New this week, popular now. So this is what Facebook is focusing on, wanting to become a destination streaming digital television platform. Okay, TV, mobile, desktop, like Netflix, like YouTube, like Hulu, like Amazon Prime. So Facebook's actually hit, I'll pop these all up at once because we've got quite a bit more to move on with here. Facebook identified 5 factors related to the rise of online video viewing. So smartphones, of course, everybody has a smartphone. You want short micro content, shorter attention spans, but you want to be able to have that episodic content so that it allows for people binge watching, right? You've noticed that feature now that you finish watching a video automatically cycles on to the next one, right? YouTube's had that for a while. Context, you see what your friends are watching, what's popular, and then the thrill of novelty. A lot of original shows coming to Facebook. Now, these 3 slides, I'm going to show you a series of 3 slides. Again, looking at the big picture of why is Facebook so heavily focused on video and how can you capitalize on that? What's your role in monetizing what Facebook is doing with video? So let's take a peek at what some of the big players in this area are doing. You've got the 3 biggies, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. Those are SVOD, subscription video on demand, right? You have to pay to watch the videos. The big 3 SVOD, they increased their investment in content from 5.5 billion to 13 billion in 4 years. Oh my goodness. Now then, they don't always reveal how much they're spending in the year, but look at this. Netflix is going to be spending up to $8 billion this year with the aim of making fully half of its catalog original series. And you know what that means? It means that eyeballs can only consume that content on Netflix. So you see that that's where Facebook is wanting to go as well, with original content where you can only see the series inside of the Facebook Watch platform. Now then, they've got a ways to go. That is for sure. They've got a ways to go on Facebook. I know every time I go in there, it's got oh my goodness, some edgy content, right? But the second in this series of 3 slides around digital shows, the number, I want to take a peek at this. Look at this. These are slides from, or excuse me, graphics from Para Analytics from 2011, way down here. Number of new digital original series released each year. Clear 7 years ago, it was only 2. Look at this. Last year, 2017, 114. And look at the big players there. Amazon is leading the way. They're pushing everybody else to play catch up. Netflix, even though Netflix was the leader for years, they're having to catch up with Amazon now in terms of original shows. But now, look at that. Apple and Facebook Watch are firmly on the map, way up there. And YouTube Red is increasing and catching up too. And then one more to consider is exclusive streaming rights. Again, thinking about all of those eyeballs on the screen at once, that's monetizable. Monetizable for Facebook and monetizable for you as an advertiser and as a show creator, a potential show creator. This was actually the Golden Globes red carpet pre-party, a 2-hour pre-party, and Facebook won the rights. They run the rights in 2018 to stream them, the 2-hour pre-party. Twitter won it last year, so Facebook won it this year. And then this one blows my mind. The India Premier Cricket League is the most beloved cricket league in the world, and Facebook put their hat in the ring. This is about a year or so ago, and they're like, we want to bid for the exclusive streaming rights. And they bid 600 million, but they did not win. It went to Rupert Murdoch's Star for $2.6 billion. Isn't that extraordinary? This is what I'm talking about, friends. The amount of money that's on the table, billions and billions of dollars in the US and worldwide for monetizing through video ad breaks. Why is all this important? That's why I'm telling you, because there's this gold rush. There's a gold rush happening right now. Video ad breaks is a very, very inexpensive TV ads, 5 to 15 seconds. They're coming out pre-roll now. Zuckerberg has said for years, nope, not going to do pre-roll, but they are. They're doing pre-roll and in-stream video ads at 5 to 15 seconds. You think, oh my gosh, 5 seconds, what can you convey in 5 seconds? So it's just like you need to be on the ball, conveying your message quickly, drawing people in, and making it engaging, making it emotional even, making people have a way to be drawn in and not want to skip and not want to be frustrated and click off. And by the way, these in-stream video ads are on both video on demand and live. The live component is still being tested, and you have to meet certain criteria if you have a live, if you yourself are doing a live and then it's being monetized with ad breaks, because Facebook's sharing the revenue just like YouTube, 55% to you. But I've seen and heard now that Facebook's actually working with several like higher end content producers, like Tastemade, for example, that they're coaching them on how to craft their show content in a way that they know when the video ad break is coming, right? This is where we're going. It's new next generation television. So instead of you like in the middle of a sentence, oh, stop, boom, interrupt, ad break, then you will actually know, and you're going to see the counter, and you'll prepare, you'll craft out your content. So you'll be saying, and after the ad break, coming up, we've got this, and I'll introduce my guest that, and I'm going to give you the answer to this. You do the cliffhangers, you give people a compelling reason to come back and keep watching your content. That's where all this is going, my friends. You want to be thinking like a screenwriter, not a buy my stuff copywriter. This is one of the biggest challenges that we have with being in business in today's world. Is we're all kind of got our hats of being a copywriter. We have to be sales, of conversion, call to action. All of that's important, but you want to be bringing it out more in a story fashion. I don't mean the story feature on Facebook and Instagram. I'm telling your story, screenwriter, like our friend George Lucas here, telling the story, creating those shows and series and episodes, and building the characters, and the characters can be you and your staff and your customers. A great book on this topic is Storybrand by Donald Miller. You can check storybrand.com. I have his book and just love it. I recommend it reading in my FAST program. So how do you get your show on watch? Well, they're definitely favoring episodic content, so you want to be doing that already. So you're going live, or it doesn't have to be live. You could be uploading beautifully edited, produced content, but as long as you're uploading at the same day and time, it could be like, you know, Tuesdays at 10, or every day, or every other day, or whatever it's going to be. But it's basically appointment television. Interestingly enough, Facebook's saying for watch shows, for episodes, they should be 3 minutes or more. And then here's the link to apply for a Facebook watch. I just made a bit.ly for you. It's FB watch form. And that will take you to the form. It may or may not come up depending on what country you're tuning in from, if it's not available yet, but it just lets Facebook know that you're interested in getting your show on watch. Okie dokie, FB watch form. Any questions on that, let me know. This is interesting too. This is something I haven't really seen Facebook talk a lot about, but they have this mission for video, and because they have a mission, right? It's to bring people closer together. Previously, it was to connect the world, right? But now it's about the experience, about drawing people in, and specifically for video. This is their video mission. This is directly from Facebook to create shared experiences and a sense of belonging through video. So that's about augmenting time well spent, meaningful social interaction, enhancing people's well-being. This is what Zuckerberg is really wanting to have happen. We built Facebook to help people stay connected, bring us closer together with the people that matter to us, and that it all has to be good for people's well-being, increase the sentiment. This is another interesting direct from Facebook too. These are the video consumer values. There's 3 of them. They want people to get into the habit. The loyalty is coming back and searching and bookmarking and following shows on watch and or videos on your page, and not just watching it passively. Remember, Facebook or Zuckerberg was talking about that extensively at the beginning of the year. Is like they don't want just passive consumption. It has to be around conversation. We want Facebook to be the best place for people to find video that they want to watch, to enjoy it with others, so that whole watch party, to discuss it with their community, and to engage with content creators directly. That's a tall order, but they're going to do it. I have every confidence. Here's the sticking point though, and I know you're like, oh my gosh, Mari, we keep wanting to do video in our company. You know, it's like, it takes effort though. It takes time, effort, money. But this is a stat from our friends at Buffer here. 43% of marketers said that they'd create more video content if there were no obstacles like time, resources, and budget. And I feel you. I know exactly what you mean. Here's the thing though, here's what I call my winners. Here's the students and clients in my community are winning with video by using the right strategy, the right tools, that's both the hardware and the software, the gear, lights, camera, audio, microphone studios, as well as the software for live, the live software, and the video creation. Templates, as much as you can templatize, the right content, the right targeting for sure, but doing your paid amplified reach, and the right engagement. I do have a program, I'll talk a little bit more toward the end here about my FAST Facebook results. And FAST I like to use as an acronym as Facebook ad strategy training, because that's what I put strategy at the beginning, because most people are missing the strategy when it comes to pretty much any of their Facebook marketing. So we'll come back to that in a moment, but this is a big part of what I teach is really how to have that whole integrated, cohesive strategy, and to use this platform here, which I mentioned is wave.video. This is simply a screenshot, but I'm showing you here how amazing it is to be able to just at a glance create multiple formats, including, look at this, story format, the 9:16 story. So you want to build a Facebook or Instagram story ad, this would be a great platform to utilize. I do have that code for you. I mentioned that I'd give you a 30% code. Yeah, I was just thinking aloud there. Yep, I'm positive that that's the right code. But you know, Square Video, for example, Square performs better on both Facebook and Instagram. So you can make Square videos. You've got Twitter, you've got LinkedIn. It goes on down here. You can do the 4:5 or the 2:3 to get that vertical, or you want to go full portrait with the story format. So you can create multiple formats at the same time. And this is the platform I mentioned that has the 200 million assets, premium assets. Pretty awesome. I love it. I use it almost every day. So I'd mentioned like that in my cover video. This was a video I created to promote these live features. And later today, for example, I am hosting a tweet chat for Bank of America. And so this kind of thing, I could just put a tweet out, but I'm like, you know, I'm just going to create a video. You know, it's going to get Twitter. Twitter tends to favor videos as well. It's a simple video. This is all just their stock footage. Really, really easy. Pop that in there. Actually, I put it on my Facebook profile as well. And just have the text overlay. It does have music, but you always want to make your videos so they can be consumed with sound off. Okay, so you got all the royalty-free music in here, but you can add music, but you really want to have the text overlay. The interesting thing was most brand Facebook posts and ads is like this little guy. It's, like I said, it's like a buy my stuff copywriter. Hey, buy my stuff. Hey, buy some lemonade. What I'm going to show you next, I'm actually just going to show a simple clip of it because it is a video, but it's one of my all-time favorite ever Facebook ads. And you're probably familiar with it. Actually, I'm going to mute the volume because it's probably not going to come through too well. But you've probably seen it. It's for storybooks. It's long. We're not going to show the whole thing here. It is almost 4 minutes. Beautifully done. She has the text overlay there, and it's a wonderful, wonderful, entertaining, humorous, obviously made with an agency, a professional actress, and comedian. But using that Chatboss video ad as an example, this has been constant because that came out a little while ago, but this has been constant of how when you want to create great video ads, it has to be quality from the first frame, right? Because if you're thinking video ad breaks 5 to 15 seconds, you have to draw people in instantly, be authentic, if possible, be high energy, if possible, be entertaining, if possible, evoke emotion. I always say if you can make people laugh, cry, or go, oh, then you've got more likely that the likelihood they will engage, they'll be drawn in, they'll interact, they'll share, they'll have fun with it. You want to be, if possible, personal and relatable. This goes for your content on the Watch platform as well as your content, those short teaser videos that I showed you, your Facebook cover image, any video content that you're going to amplify. I always say that any content you post on Facebook should be boost worthy, even though you don't use the boost button. You want to use Ads Manager, you can use your AdEspresso account. You want to be able to amplify the reach of your Facebook content. And so that means that everything you post should be worthy of being amplified. if possible, useful. And a lot of my video content, certainly my Facebook Lives, is teaching, it's educational. Definitely designed for sound off. After the fact of your Facebook Lives, you want to go back in and add captions, and the lower thirds for any of the videos that you're actually making ahead of time, right? Now that, I don't know if you've seen the chat books. Yes, it's a couple of years ago, almost a year and a half or so ago. Incredible. It just really put them on the map. 500,000 shares. I thought it was brilliant because, man alive, that's the holy grail. If you can get people sharing your ad, sharing your paid content, man, that is like free. That's free word of mouth marketing right there. I'm going to dial it back and make it even simpler, because that's like, obviously, as I say, they hired an agency, professional team as a whole, like basically produced a whole show, right? But look at this. Here's actually my clients, Kevin Murphy. I was leading a training for them not long back. And this is a static image, but I took a static image as an example from one of their studios, their hair salons, and just in like a matter of seconds, turned it into a video. This is a, what is it, 5.5 second looping video. So you get the video views on that. You can retarget. All I did was add a little candle flame and some little sparkles. And that, my friends, was using a nifty little app called Lumiere, like a $3 app. You get a lot of effects for that, or like 99 cents per effect. You can have all kinds of crazy things, butterflies and you name it, sun and solar flares and chickens walking across the screen, whatever you want in the little app. So you take a static image, boom, make it into a video. There's no excuse not to make video. That's really the kind of the simple end of the spectrum. You might know this already, I don't know, but Sheryl Sandberg turned around and said that their number one focus for ads is to drive business. I mentioned this briefly earlier, that it's not enough to get reach and engagement. Those are absolutely critical components to get the reach, the engagement, the views, the interactions, the shares, the conversation, of course. But she called them all proxy metrics, even lift and ad recall. Results means, she literally said, whoopsies, she said, you see an ad, you go out and buy a Starbucks. You see an ad, you go out and buy a truck. Now, Starbucks could be an impulse buy. You got Starbucks on the corner. You think, oh yeah, I'm in the mood for a orange chocolate mocha waka frappuccino. Or you don't just say, gee, you know, I'm in the mood for a bright red Ford truck. I think I'll run out and buy one. No. But that is a customer journey. Your local dealer, maybe you keep seeing these awesome videos. They're telling stories. They're showing the husband and wife and the kiddos getting into the truck and how fun they're having. They're off-roading. And then you keep seeing these story videos in your or video telling stories, I should say, because they call them stories, not to be confused with stories, but you can use stories as well. And then you think, gee, you know, yeah, we're on the market for a truck. Now I'm going to go buy a truck from that local dealer because I keep seeing their great content. So I want you to really rethink your Facebook and Instagram goals, your ad goals, your content goals, your video goals. This is what most people think that it's about on the left-hand side here, is it's getting more likes and followers, is it growing my fan base. Those are vanity numbers. I'm not kidding. People always are so focused. I got to get to 100 million fans. I need to get, you know, it's all about getting the size of my audience bigger. Is it about reach? Well, Facebook would have you think that every time you log into Facebook and you look at your business page, right, they're saying, oh, this post is performing 87% better than any of your other posts. Give us some money and we'll boost it. Or increasing engagement. Those two are certainly important. I want you to be thinking about increasing reach and engagement because they are precursors to everything on the right. You want to increase your traffic, right? That's what Facebook wants you to do, is to all ads drive business. Starts with traffic going to your site or traffic going to your messenger bot. Right? They could be actually responding to and sending you a message. Or if you're outside the US, don't forget WhatsApp. You might be having a call to action to message you on your WhatsApp business account. That's available only for Android right now, I know. Increase subscribers and getting, leads, getting people to sign up for your lead generation pieces, white papers, free videos, whatever it is, free content, free webinars like we're doing here with AdEspresso. So increasing your subscribers, you have your whole email marketing campaign in there, increasing your leads, and of course, ultimately increasing your buyers. That's what it's about. But it does start with reach and engagement. But these first two, likes, followers, fan base, it's, because of the way that Facebook works with ads, and you can do dark posts and you can expand well beyond your fans. In fact, targeting fans isn't necessarily always the right targeting objective, because what's to say that if someone's liked your page, they're the ideal target. Maybe they've already bought your product or service. So be careful of just always targeting fans. You really want to expand beyond that to be targeting your exact avatar, your target market. Briefly talking about Messenger here, you want to connect up your call to action to message you, and then also to have a Messenger bot in place. And it's the Wild West right now. My friend Ezra Firestone, he calls it the Wild West right now in terms of messengers and messenger bots. I really want to encourage all of us to be smart and savvy how we use messenger bots, and not to be thinking like it's a replacement for email. We're just going to start blasting our people. Oh yeah, they message us, now I can blast them. You want it to be about conversation, about how you make people feel, about that conversational commerce. Seeing how can you make people have heart emoji eyes, as I like to say. This is a great quote from the CEO of Drift. He quoted this at the Traffic and Conversion Summit that I was recently keynoting. He said, a sale isn't made until a conversation is started. Marketers need to focus on creating conversations, not leads. Conversations create revenue. I just love this because this goes totally hand in hand with taking your video content, getting people to engage with it on Facebook, in your stories, on Instagram, and then on Messenger. Or you can go straight to Messenger. Whether they engage with you in public or not isn't crucial. It's a part of it, but you also want them engaging with you privately, because then once you've got them in that one-on-one conversation in Messenger, that's definitely a precursor to potentially being a sale. Now, I've said this for years, actually over a decade, that content is king. You absolutely have to have content. There's no point not having content. If I come to your page and it's totally crickets and you haven't posted in months, then I'm going to just think your business is shut down. So you've got to have content. Content is king, but it's engagement that rules the house. It's engagement that's queen. It's you want to have people responding to your content, reacting and sharing and engaging. And also what Facebook's really looking for is the side to side, so peer to peer. It's your fans talking to each other on your post, not just talking to you, responding to your video post, but talking to each other. That's a tricky one, but it can definitely be achieved with your Facebook Lives and just building loyalty and being known for the expertise that you share. Chatbots, this is actually my favorite chatbot company. This is Larry Kim, my good friend Larry Kim. He just sold WordStream for $150 million. Kudos to Larry. Really happy for him. He's just amazing. He's one of the most humble and brilliant leaders. I think actually he might have led a webinar for you guys too, AdEspresso. So I'm hooking up with Larry. I'm going all in on Mobile Monkey as his new company that he left WordStream to start a new company. And you can find out about it at mari.chat, or you can go to my messenger and you can see that at the bottom of my slides is the m.me. Everybody has an m.me link. That is your Facebook page name. And you want to use your m.me link anywhere you know, business cards, websites, emails, and then you can give people a code if you want, or you can you know, just have it set up that they reply to you. You can also install this directly on your homepage, so a little pop-up shows up, and people recognize when they're logged into Facebook, they'll see their own profile picture, and then they'll see an invitation to message you. I'm going to click on that right now, and that's going to go to, oh, actually that goes to that page. Let me just pull up their direct page, and then this will pop up in a second. Yeah, see? Hi, how can we help? And so what happens is when you're logged in Facebook and you see that your tiny little image of your own picture and you see your own name, then you think, oh, that's me, you know, and then you're going to go like this and click end and chat now, and and it starts chatting with you. It's pretty awesome. So I have the exact same thing on my own website. So it's pretty cool. So lots and lots of things, and it's free. It's free to use, free to sign up. Okie dokie. I also want to mention WhatsApp because we're talking about calls to action, messenger calls to action. And if you're outside the US, you know that WhatsApp is the top messenger app. Inside the US, it's Messenger. Outside the US, it's WhatsApp. And of course, China has WeChat. But here's an example, as I was just showing you, like using the boost. I tend to recommend steering away from the boost button, maybe using 10% of your ad budget on the boost button, but otherwise you're going to use Ads Manager, of course, AdEspresso. But now this is fairly new, and actually it'll show you, it pops up saying get WhatsApp messages, new button. So if you have a WhatsApp business account, you have clients outside the US and or you are outside the US, then you really want to be experimenting with this call to action button as WhatsApp. And you can do that for your videos too, as you see there in the screenshot. Really, it's about relationships, investing in your relationships, focusing on your community managers, because I've been talking a fair bit just there about the messenger bots, but we want to be really, really careful, friends. We do not want to over automate. We don't want to give people the experience of like you know, the lights are on but nobody's home, like you're off sipping a cocktail on the beach while your bots are managing your community. That's never going to be that way. We want a combo. We want a combination of high tech and high touch. I think it's one of the best investments a company can make is in their community managers. So one of my favorite buttons, for example, on a messenger bot, chatbot sequence, is talk to a human, right? You want to talk to a human. Invest in your moderators and your relationship builders. Look to see who's your super fans. That's actually also another new feature that Facebook has. Let's see if I can find it. My friend Christine Dwyer. Christine Dwyer. Yeah, so she has this page, this feature, community. It's under community. And if it's still there, yeah. So Facebook has a new feature called Top Fans. And the other day I got a notification saying that I'm a top fan of Christine Dwyer's. she's one of the top Beachbody coaches, and she's actually a longtime friend and client. Done a lot of training for Beachbody, a lot of direct sales trainings. And see how where I can toggle. I'm the fan. This is her page. I can decide I want myself featured on there or not. So this is coming to more and more pages. So in the context of building your relationships and empowering your top fans, your super fans, your advocates, then really looking to see, right, having a program that you can go ahead and identify who are your top fans. And Facebook's bringing that feature right out. You also want to be having your groups, your connected groups, and then teaching best practices for community engagement. It's just so, so important. Now then, what are you going to do from here? Gosh, sometimes people say listening to me is like drinking from a fire hose, and I got a lot of data, a lot of stats and facts, a lot of tips and tactics and strategies and tools. And so I wanted to put one slide together for you that could just kind of pull it all together. Okie dokie. So this is your Facebook video action plan, because there's so many different directions that you could go in, isn't there? It's like, oh my goodness, Mari, that's a lot. Where do I even start? I haven't even started my lives or my videos. What do I do? So it all starts with content, right? I say content is king. You must create more video. You must. I've given you such an easy tool with that wave.video. There's several others. You could check out Adobe Spark, right? Spark.adobe. That is actually free. Spark.adobe.com. They have a free version. They have a very inexpensive version. You don't get really the level of assets in here. If you have a lot of your own assets, great. You can use either Adobe Spark, or another favorite of mine is Animoto. I'm actually brand ambassador for all of these. Oh, that's actually going to go because I'm already logged in. It's a great video creation tool here for Animoto. And their prices, very reasonable pricing, or like I say, Adobe Spark's free, or they have a very nominal fee for extra features. But my favorite by far is Wave, simply because of two major components, Wave.video. One is the ability to create all those multiple formats. I showed you that on the screen a minute ago. Multiple formats. And two is 200 million stock assets. It's pretty extraordinary. And you just go in and you search, and then you just search. Every time I try to do a live demo while I'm also doing a webinar and sharing my screen, it uses up too much resources on my computer. But it just shows you there, drag and drop. You can just do a simple search. There's everything on the planet you could imagine you can find in there. So creating more video and looking to see, how you can add those as a square with the text overlay, doing the cover video, doing the stories. Even if I go right in here, those of you that might be using the Creator app, if you go into settings, is it under videos? Yeah, settings and then videos. If you use the Creator app on your phone to go live, you have this nifty little feature in here called Live Creative Kit. And what that allows you to do is add in an intro and an outro video, which you could create using the wave.video in the 9:16 format as a story format. So what happens in here is you can do artwork, you can create your own frames, or in here you can see you can do your video. Your video intro, outro up to 90 seconds, or they recommend to be under 90 seconds, under 30 seconds for outro. You can even up to 5 live stickers that your audience can use. Just fun, just ways to engage people and draw them in, make your content unique, special, and different. Before I finish up that last slide, I'm going to show you 2 things in here. One is that live, creative live. I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, here it is right here. And then I want to show you those stats that I talked about where I did the boosted scheduled live. Extraordinary what you can do now. Let me just peek here. When was I in Austin? March. Oh yeah, it's with Randy Zuckerberg. Look at this. I met Randy Zuckerberg. That's Mark Zuckerberg's sister. So this is an example. This is me going live using the Creative Kit. So this is it. It does have music, but I have to just mute it down. So this, I made this custom little video. This is just a custom little video, and then boom, then I go live, right? So that's how that works. Is that you're in the Creative Kit. That's that video, just a few seconds. And so that's a pretty cool thing to do as well. So looking to see how you can just add a touch more video, but at minimum, if you have a link post, see if you can make it a little video, a short video, even using that simple app like Lumiere that I talked about to add a little sparkly effect. Think multi-purpose. That's another thing that I think keeps us business folks, us busy business folks thinking, oh my gosh, making video and then I make it and then I post it and then that's it, done, check. But you want to think multi-purpose, cross-posting. And especially, again, I keep coming back to wave.video, but if you've made like a landscape video and you think, oh, that's doing well on Twitter, I'm going to go make a square version. Click of a button, you've got downloaded a square version, you've got it on Instagram and Facebook now, and you say, oh my gosh, now I'm going to do a story version of that. Oh, wait a minute, I could make that my Facebook cover. See what I'm saying? And then you could embed it and you could put it in YouTube, embed it in your blog post, get all kinds of more traffic. And so content, video, just thinking of all ways you can make more video and doing stories. And now, as you saw with stories, you can do stories on desktop, actually publishing them on desktop, not for pages just yet, not for pages, but certainly on profiles, right? If you click in here and you go to publish content, and you now have the choice to go newsfeed and story. Now, if what you're publishing is a 20-second video or less, you'll have the option to publish your story. Or if it's just text, or you can do one of these fun, colorful backgrounds, right? So that's for stories. Then you want to really be looking to see, and that's what I'm going to come back to and show you in a second. As I told you, I would show you the Facebook Live scheduled and boosting ahead of time while live. And really want to have what I call an amplification program, which this is a mistake that so many businesses and brands make. They're putting all of this enormous effort and energy into creating amazing content, but then it's just sitting out there, and it's amazing to me how much content on corporate blog posts, blogs, it just hardly has any traction, it hardly has any shares. And there's little plugins, like I use a CrowdTangle will show me how much shares and social interaction a blog post has. So the amplification program, that looks like mobilizing influencers, brand ambassadors. Maybe you have a small group, a messenger chat group where you're saying, hey, my post is live now. Would you comment on it? And you have that starter group that will go and engage and share and comment. And some of it will be volunteers and some will be paid for people that will actually be out there evangelizing for you and spearheading that engagement. So just watching the time there, but let me just do this. I said I would show you. Let me go back over here. Let me come out of here. Back. No, I want to cancel. No, it wouldn't let me cancel. Come on, Facebook. Just go to my page, go to Insights. So I'm going to show you, I told you I'd done a live pre-boosted. Okay, so see all posts. Now I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to show you my back end here. Now, I don't do a lot of ads, but when I do, it's very strategic because I'm very fortunate to get quite a bit of organic reach. Look at this one. Here's that square. That's the one I told you what I was doing. The three here. Facebook just announced three new features for live. I did this little short 19-second square video, and nice 21,000 organic reach. Not bad at all. Here's a live 11,000 organic reach. That one is actually a link post, did pretty well, 13,000. And this one was a video post, half and half roughly, but then this one here, so here's me going live, and this is the one I scheduled 24 hours in advance, and I got the boost button, so I promoted it for $150 for 2 days. And most of the views come after the live is done. That's just how Facebook's working right now. So let me just see. Oh yeah, so you can see the reach. That's a lot of paid reach, but Facebook still, for me anyway, Facebook is still finding their footing with this brand new, the ability to promote a scheduled live, or you can even do it while it's live. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. You'll just see the boost button will show up on the scheduled live. I'm going to be doing that again for later today for a live I'm doing tomorrow. But the bulk of the views, that got up to 20,000 views. When I was finished my live, I had about 4,400 views, which was low for me. It was kind of low for me. But within 48 hours, it's way up to 20,000 views because I did that boosted live. It's pretty cool. And of course, you got to convert all this into money. I've said this all throughout. And you want to be integrating a messenger chatbot, of course, including your CTAs, your call to action. I have a methodology I teach called the Mari method as well that really helps to get more bang for your buck. Extend and expand your ad dollars and get more organic reach at the same time. Training, I do have that fast program that I've mentioned. I had a little treat for you. That I do have my mobile video gear. You can get that at iOgrapher, or I have a link for this whole kit. It's a whole kit that comes with a light, a microphone, a case, a tripod, for just doing better broadcasts just from your mobile device. But my fast program, I do have an invitation for you. This is different ways you can work with me if you're interested to really grow your reach, results, revenue. I have a full program that teaches video, goes deep into your show, episodic content, getting your show on watch. We just had one of our fast Facebook results graduates, participants. She got whitelisted for a show. I can't wait to share more details with you about that. And more in the wings, and waiting in the wings coming up. So you can just go to the bit.ly link, or you can message me fast, or you can go to message me fast for more details. Another service that my team and I offer is perhaps you want to dig into the strategy and have a one-on-one. We get a lot of requests for doing one-on-one, and I do have that just at bit.ly Mari VIP, or you can email me, VIP@MariSmith. And I also mentioned earlier about doing brand ambassador work. I just love that. I do custom trainings, PNC Bank. I had like 7,000 people registered for my PNC Bank training that I did for them not long back. Brand ambassador, I've mentioned numerous companies I work with. And I just love doing trainings and webinars. So if that's something that you're interested in for your company, let me know. Now then, we just have literally a few minutes remaining, but I have been keeping an eye on whether any questions are coming through or not. But Paul, how are we doing there?
Well, Murray, that's an amazing presentation. And for those of us outside the US, it's like a glimpse from the future, seeing some of the things like being able to boost Facebook Live posts.
You there, Paul?
Hello, can you hear
Oh,
me?
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. That was me. I forgot that I forgot I turned my volume down.
No,
You're yakking away to me. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd just saying it's a really good presentation, and for those of us outside the US, it's a bit like a glimpse from the future. Seeing
Yeah.
things like having top fans on Facebook, being able to boost live posts. I get asked for that in coaching probably on a weekly basis. Watch parties are brand new. I haven't used that quite yet, but I'm going to be soon. And Facebook Watch, of course, we haven't even got outside the US, so really good stuff there. Couple of technical things. People are asking again for the URL and the discount code to a wave. Have you got
Sure.
that slide available by any chance?
Absolutely. Yeah, because those guys are
Where are you
amazing.
finding Well, you're finding that people are asking a lot of questions about replays. So this is one of the strategies of content amplification. So we'll put it within the tab, the university tab within AdEspresso. We'll put it in the AdEspresso Facebook group. We'll put it on YouTube, which is youtube.com/AdEspresso, and also on the AdEspresso Facebook page. So that's a really good example there for some content amplification.
Exactly. No, I love that. See, that's exactly right, Paul. That's what you just described is very much a component of what I was talking about in one of those last slides of the amplification program. You're not just going to go check the box. Okay, we did the webinar with Mari. It's like, no, you've got some great content here now. You want to get that out to as many folks as possible because it's win-win for everybody, right? It helps everyone.
Excellent. And have you got time for a couple of quick
Sure.
questions?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. So a couple of questions. One from somebody promoting restaurants and someone that sells products in grocery stores, asking about how you can really track basically the ROI from doing video ads when you're selling in store there. Do you have any tips or recommendations on that?
Yeah, and you know what? Facebook actually has a component. I'm not as familiar with it, but I know that Facebook has an offline tracking component where you can do like through custom audiences. There's actually a way to track all the way through to people walking into your store, walking into your restaurant, to be able to track that. I mean, obviously, this is 100% reliable. It's not as 100% reliable as obviously the Pixel and doing everything trackable on the internet, but there definitely is a feature inside of Ads Manager that any bricks and mortar business should be able to take advantage of with that offline tracking. You know, they have another one too, another fairly new feature, which is being able to track the or upload the lifetime value of your customer, and so that you really know when your ads, when you're getting the best value for your ads. Another thing too,
Yeah.
one more thing I'm just going to add to that is just to actually ask people. Don't be afraid when people come into your store, your restaurant. By all means, just say, "How did you hear about us?" And just make that a habit for the customer facing staff.
Awesome. And yeah, we're getting a question and just trying to see who it's from Hiram, asking what kind of balance do you use between video and static images on your social? Do you go
I would
all in on video or do you balance it out there?
I would say 80-20. 80% videos, 20% everything else, images, link posts, maybe occasionally a GIF that's kind of, still visual, polls, or just text only. I wish they had the colored backgrounds on pages. I always love those color backgrounds posts that they use on stories and profiles. But yeah, I would say 80% if you can, definitely to and get geared towards that. Don't just think you have to do that overnight, but if you can get into that mindset and get yourself up to 80%, that'd be awesome.
Cool. And yeah, I think just starting from anywhere, some people, even if you don't do any, just at least get 1 hour a week and build it up from there.
Yeah.
I got somebody asking on ads when you boost it, what are you optimizing for? Are you using brand awareness, video views, like link clicks, conversions? Do you kind of have a strategy of using video views and then retargeting, or are you going straight for the conversion?
Oh, brilliant question. So I personally like to do video views and then just really initially optimize for maximum video views. And Facebook even have a relatively new feature. I don't know if this is out for everyone, and it's where you can do 2 seconds. So it's actually for sure the same person has watched for 2 seconds or more, because it's not a well-known fact, but that 3 second video view is actually what they call aggregate. So someone might watch for 1.5 seconds, someone else watched for 1.5 seconds, and they count that as a 3 second view. It's a little cheeky, but that's Facebook for you. But I would say Facebook actually wants you to go for. I'm trying to think if I've got that information right in front of me. Uh, Reach would be optimizing for reach, um, and views second. If I can find that. If is there one more question?
There's quite a few, but I mean, everybody's got your content
Oh,
link there, so they
I'm so
can.
sorry because I was watching the questions and I didn't think any were coming in, so I could have finished a
Oh.
little sooner. My apologies.
No, no worries. Everybody's got your if you want to put up your content link again, your contact link, everybody can message you there. And we'll be taking extra questions for in the university as well for any of our customers there. But yeah, let's just have a look. So you're saying what tool do you use for scheduling your live posts? I mean, I've used like Ecamm Live in the past, which is a really nice tool and really, really cheap. What preference have you got, Mari?
Okay. Love this. Excuse me, my goodness. I use BeLive. BeLive.tv is one of the many tools that I use. And let me just bring that guy up because I do actually have a special for you there too. BeLive.tv / Mari underscore Smith. I think if I put that in their chat, they can get it. Oh no, actually it's not going to go to everybody, but I'll just put that in there. BeLive.tv / Mari underscore Smith. Really, really. So you get 30 days. They give you 14 days trial, but if you use my link, they'll give you 30. And it's a really great, fun platform, super easy to use. They have multiple different formats. You can bring guests on, you can share your screen, but they make it ridiculously easy to schedule. You mentioned Ecamm. If folks are on a Mac, Ecamm is great. Ecamm Live, very inexpensive. It's like just a one-time fee. Or Blue Jeans. Blue Jeans is another one of my favorites. Wait a minute, can you schedule with them? I'm not 100% sure if you can schedule with Blue Jeans. I think you can. And then they got Zoom, and then on the high end you've got like Wirecast, or another one is vMix. We talk a lot about this in my FAST program. And then before we get to the next question, let me just grab that. Oh yeah, okay. Someone was asking about optimization. This is directly from Facebook. Specifically, best practices for boosting live videos. They're saying to optimize for reach if available, if not, optimize for video views. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. I've got Magdalena asking about how you would use live videos for e-commerce. And just before I pass over there, I've got one of my clients who does it's a little bit like kind of QVC every Thursday. They do
Yeah.
a nice little like home shopping experience where they have their mobile there, they take questions and just show some new products and it just kind of like have a chat really, just like they do on home shopping, where rather than just pitching the products, they can actually just really engage with the audience. I don't know if you've done anything like that, Mari.
Yeah, now not for me personally, but I have many of my clients, especially like in direct sales or like you say, e-commerce, if they have a Shopify store, or I work with a lot of direct sales companies I mentioned, like New Skin, they have this wonderful whitening toothpaste. I see some great use of a broadcast for that. Another really popular one is LuLaRoe. If anyone's heard of a direct sales company called LuLaRoe, and they do amazing. A lot of their distributors and consultants, they have these like marathon lives. Like you can broadcast on live for up to 4 hours. And there's this one, their names are skipping me right now, but it's a husband and wife couple. They just have so much fun, and they're kind of like auction, and they hold up the garment, and it's like people decide what they want, and they have weirdly like these Mickey and Minnie Mouse hats, and it's like entertaining. It's just fun, and it's exactly like you just said, Paul. It's like QVC or Home Shopping Network, and but it's even better because it's live and interactive, unlike television.
Yeah, they're quite a small coaching client in the UK, but they sell cake decorating supplies, and I
Oh,
gave them some coaching to do Facebook Live, and they really took it to the extreme of 2 hour live cake decorating
wow.
demonstrations. And what they were finding is because Facebook gives priority to live in the feed, just by the length of the video, they picked up like 30,000 live views. So they might only have a few hundred at a time, but just by going along and doing
Yeah,
this, they would get so many people on there. And I caught up with them, and they were like, "We're not getting that many. We're only getting 30,000." And I was like, "Wow, for organic video views, that is really good." And the
that's
retargeting you
extraordinary.
can do there is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. We've got some specific questions coming in, but maybe, yeah, we've got Murray's links there. So you can see, just drop a messenger on the website Twitter, Instagram there. You can
Uh-huh.
reach out to Mari with any specifics there. Yeah, so thanks for joining us so much today. It's really appreciated. Some really good tips, and like I say, a really good glimpse in the future there.
Oh, my pleasure. Happy to be here. Look forward to connecting with everyone later.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Bye.